I'm alive, I'm in Japan. I wanted to make a video for my YouTube channel. This is the first one that I'm going to post, and it's really to kind of tell you that I'm alive and that tell you what I've been doing, how things have been going, and maybe just tell you a bit about Japan in the process and my experience so far. I've been in Japan now for about 4 months. I moved here on the 5th of August and it's now the 1st of December. So I thought it was time to upload something and tell you what I'm doing. I've moved into my apartment, which, this is she. I'm in my kind of living, dining area. It has the aircon and it has the heating, so quite a lot of my time is spent in here. The aircon was a godsend in the summer because it was about 40 degrees and it was freaking hot. And the winter here is something like -10. Right now it's not quite that, it's probably like 5 degrees, but it's pretty cold, so my heating's going to come in a lot, very handy in that time. At the moment I have been in the process of bubble wrapping my windows, which is something we do in Nagano, where I live, because it gets bloody cold. So yeah, the window behind me is not bubble wrapped yet, but the one behind you, this one, is I have covered in bubble wrap. So yeah, it should keep the heat in and the cold out. Yeah, and next door I have a tatami mat room, which is a traditional Japanese room. Behind me is my kitchen. In there, that's the kitchen, and then through the door over here is my bathroom, toilet and front door. I'm loving being in Japan. Of those of you who I have spoken to will know that. I've been doing lots of things, visiting lots of places. I've really enjoyed the autumn leaf season here. It's, I think, probably my favourite season anyway, but in Japan it's like just beautiful. I was placed in a prefecture called Nagano Prefecture, which is about an hour and a half outside Tokyo, by bullet train, and maybe 3-hour drive. So it's not too far and it's pretty central. I have a Shinkansen or bullet train line that comes straight through the city, so I can go wherever I want. Not that it's cheap, but I can go if I want to, if I save up my yenis. I have lots of plans to visit more places. I'd like to visit Hokkaido, which is right in the north of Japan, so very, very, very cold, and in February they do a snow festival, and you've probably seen, it's one of the quite famous things in Japan. They have a huge festival where they build sculptures out of snow, and so I'd like to visit there. I'd also like to go see Okinawa again, which is a semi-tropical island, very far south from here. Maybe I'll do that soon, or in the next sort of 6 months. So I came to Japan to be an ALT, which is an assistant language teacher. And ALTs support Japanese teachers of English, and we prepare lesson plans and we do games and activities with the students, and we mark papers and tests, and we help the Japanese teachers of English make the tests and check the English, and so on. We're just an English support. I work 5 days a week, so it's a full-time job. I work in 2 different schools. One is my base school, and I spend 3 days a week there, Wednesday to Friday, and that school is called Sairyo. And my visit school, where I spend 2 days, is called Hokubu. Both are within cycling distance. Hokubu is up a giant ass hill, so I get my exercise there, cycling up that giant hill 2 days a week. And then Sairyo is about a 15-minute cycle south, and I spend 3 days a week there. The schools are great, the kids are amazing, they are absolutely hilarious. They take great pleasure in mimicking my accent. So yes, they like to, I have to do a lot of they have to kind of parrot what I say, so I will say, "Oh, is it cold out there? You're wearing gloves and a coat," and they'll go, "Gloves and a coat." So they think that my English accent is hilarious. They're used to an American accent, so my predecessor Luna is from Miami, so she has an American accent. So yeah, it's a little bit different now, so I think they just find my accent quite funny. They also take great pleasure in shouting down the corridors that I'm kawaii, which means cute. And the boys and the girls do it, and they just think that, I don't know why they think I'm cute, but yeah, that's their favourite thing to say, that I'm cute, and want to know if I've got a boyfriend and what kind of boy do I like. So they have many, many questions that I don't know how to answer. But yeah, it's funny, and I love speaking in English to them. I like learning Japanese from them too. Quite often they'll teach me new words, so it's kind of helpful for me as well. So yeah, the kids are between 13 and 15 years old, so it's junior high school. So yeah, I'm really getting to know them. I'm getting to know my Japanese teachers. I have 6 JTEs in one school and 4 JTEs in another school. So I work with 10 teachers across 2 schools. And yeah, I have a good relationship with all the teachers, I think. I really like them, and I'm starting to get to know them a bit better. It's very difficult for those who don't know much about Japan and the kind of work life over here. People are quite serious, very kind of work orientated, and especially in Nagano, the schools are very strict. So although we have a lot of fun, they're very into tests and making sure that the kids are achieving what they need to achieve. So quite a lot of the time at the school, I don't get a huge amount of time to spend with the teachers. The time that you do get to spend with teachers is either after the kids go home, where the teachers kind of relax a bit and chill, and they do have a good laugh in the office. Of course, it's all in Japanese, so a lot of it I'm like, goes over my head, but you know, I'm picking up like maybe 10% of what is happening in life here. That's fine for now. The other time you can really get to know your teachers is at a thing called Enkai. And Enkai is basically a drinking and eating party. So they're usually quite expensive. They're somewhere between like 4,000 and 7,000 yen. What they are is, so it's nomi hodai and tabe hodai, which is all you can drink and all you can eat. So you basically can get as drunk as you like and eat as much as you like, which is pretty dangerous, but it's a really good time to get to know your teachers. And for those who have been on Enkai, they will probably attest to what happens at Enkai stays at Enkai. Nothing like too weird has happened, but yeah, there was definitely a panda costume and someone's bum getting slapped, and yeah, it was, I mean, completely normal Enkai. And then after Enkai you have Nichikai, which is like the second party, and quite often teachers will split into their kind of departments and they'll go off and do karaoke together, which happened on my first Enkai, and it was really fun. So that's a really good way to get to learn more about the teachers. So yeah, I try to go to as many Enkai as I can, but as I said, they're quite expensive, so it's a bit difficult to get to all of them. So yeah, general life at the moment is me living in my apartment and going out to eat at very nice places and like cheap restaurants that are incredible. So they have Nagano is known for a couple of things food-wise. One is soba, which is noodles in a broth, like ramen, if you've had ramen back home. And also apples. The apples here are incredible, and I've made a lot of apple crumbles since I've been here, which is not great, but I've managed to get Japanese people into apple crumble. They can't say it particularly well, they call it apuru cramburu, but they love it. So I'm very happy, and bringing my English culture to Japan, which is what kind of the ALT job is kind of about. It's about bringing your culture to Japan and talking to Japanese students and teachers about your culture, and then when you go home, taking that experience back home and telling everybody at home about Japan. And I hope that the videos that I do here will also do that, and I can kind of share what I'm experiencing, good and bad. So yeah, I guess yeah, travelling around has been my other great love while I've been in Japan. I don't know if many people know, but this is the 3rd time I've been in Japan. My first 2 times were for holidays, and yeah, this one is to live. So I don't know yet how long I will be here, but certainly for a year. I have a contract until next August, so just going to see how things go at the moment. Something that I've really noticed since I've been here, that at work people are very serious and then they kind of let loose after work, and they're very like friendly and easy to talk to. A lot of the time they don't speak great English, but and actually I've noticed that at the school, that quite often you'll find that teachers will be too afraid or too worried to talk to you in English because perhaps they're worried that they'll make a mistake. But I've tried to encourage the teachers to talk to me in English, and I actually have a teacher in my base school who writes letters to me. So she leaves them in. I set up like a post box for the students, not realising that the teachers would utilise it as well. But I'm really pleased that they did, and I write to her like every couple of days. So I'm in 3 days a week. So every week I come in, I've usually got a letter from her, and she tells me about her family, and she practices her English. We've not got to the point where we talk to each other in person much yet, so we say hi, but we don't really have conversations because her spoken English is not great, but her written English is excellent. So I just want to encourage the teachers to speak to me more, really, because even my Japanese teachers of English don't all have great English skills. So I've said to a few of them, like, you can teach me Japanese, I can teach you English, like, let's do this, let's go out for dinner. And so yeah, I've got to know some of the teachers at school really well. I've been to their houses for dinner, and it's great. So I'm having some really nice experiences here. The other thing that's really interesting at school is Kyushoku, which is the school lunch. In junior high school, you eat with the students. So I will go up to a class every week and I will sit with the students and eat lunch with them, which is really nice. The only bad thing about Kyushoku is that it's huge. It's something like 800 or 900 calories for the food for each lunch. So you either haven't you gotta go out for a run afterwards, or you've got to cut down what you're eating at Kyushoku. So quite often I will give myself like this much rice, because they will pile up. They'll give you a bowl of rice and it's like this. So it's safer for me to I bring out like a tiny little box so that they can just fill up my tiny little Tupperware pot of rice. And they say to me pretty much every lunch, "Oh, Kiri-sensei, your box is so small, it's not enough rice." But yeah, it's enough rice for me. I can't eat too much rice. They're actually really nutritionally balanced meals. If anyone has not seen Kyushoku before, I'll try and post some pictures. I'll try and take some pictures of the school lunches, but generally it's a soup with vegetables and sometimes a meat in the soup, and then like a salad, which is usually cucumbers and sort of pickled vegetables usually. It's not like a leafy salad like we would have in Western countries. And then like a meat main, so it could be some chicken or some fish. And I might even actually do a whole video on Kyushoku because it can be awful. I had a fish, just like a whole fish once, and I had to pick the fish out, and there was bones, and it was just bad. The fish was good, but the experience was bad. And then you have your rice or your bread, or maybe sometimes noodles. And everyone usually gets a bottle of milk as well, but I don't drink the milk because I don't really like milk, and yeah. Kyushoku is interesting. The other thing that I wanted to say about Japan is, if you come and visit me in Japan, bring cash, because Japan is a cash society. And I knew this before I came, because when I first came to Japan, I'd read loads about Japan, and I knew that I had to bring money in cash. They don't really do credit cards here. It's not a plastic card society. You need cash. And a lot of restaurants will only take cash. A lot of shops will only take cash. And I've been caught out on a couple of occasions not having cash on me. So then you think, oh, it's fine, I'll go to the ATM. Well, if you get there before 9, you won't go to the ATM because they're closed. Like, shutters down. You can't get to the ATM. You can't get into the bank because it opens at 9 and closes at 3. So I finish work at 4. So I'm not going to the bank. And if you do find a cash point, so you can get 7-Eleven will give you money, or you can go to your own bank, which usually has a cash point open. But if you get there after 6, you get charged about £2 in fees to take the money out. So this, what we would think is a really convenient thing, turns out just to cost you money if you get there late. Yeah, it's kind of strange, but I'm getting used to it. But it's been a bit odd. So yeah, if you come here, bring money. You know, I would take, now I know I just need to take out like £200 worth of money because I need to pay bills with it. So I get bills like this in the post, which are, so like, I can't remember what this bill's for, maybe internet, and they tell you how much to pay, and you go to the convenience store and you pay your bills. You need cash for that. They don't take credit cards, so you've got to have cash on you. Oh, and this is one of my other bills. I love these bills. This is my water bill, and he's such a cute little thing. He's like a tiny little water droplet man. He's awesome. So yeah, I like him. I like getting my water bills, except that they're expensive. Yeah, so ATMs are there, but yeah, not as convenient as you think they'd be. So money, money, money. Bring cash, bring cash, bring cash. The other thing in Japan, which has made me laugh, is the recycling. Back home in England, we do recycle. We separate our bottles from our food waste and our garden waste. I'm pretty sure it probably all goes into the same place at the end of the day. In Japan, they're very specific on recycling. So this is my recycling rules. Here we go. So, plastics, cans, glass, pet, garden, yard trimmings. Oh, there's burnable, there's non-burnable, it just goes on forever. And then you get a nice calendar to tell you when each thing is being collected on each day, and oh my god, it's confusing. I'm getting used to it, but I've been here 4 months and I still will pick something up and be like, I don't know what bin this goes in. So usually I just put it in burnable. Don't tell anybody, but I just put it in burnable. It's fine. But yeah, you have to separate even the, so like the plastic bottle label that is on a plastic bottle, like a Coke bottle, has to be taken off and put in a separate bin to the bottle itself, and the cap needs to be taken off and put somewhere else. So it's interesting, but yeah, I'm getting used to it. Yeah, so that's it really. I just wanted to tell you a couple of things about Japan. Like, I could go on all day, I've got so many things to tell you. But I think maybe I'll just do separate videos about different things. For example, I want to do a video on omiyage. Omiyage is souvenirs or gifts that you give each other in Japan. And there is a huge omiyage culture of gift giving in Japan, and there's really quite specific rules to what you buy, what you shouldn't buy, the colours of things you should buy, how you should wrap it. Things should be wrapped and put inside a bag which is pretty and, you know, tied up in a bow and all wrapped nicely. And when you first arrive in Japan as an ALT, you are encouraged to give omiyage from your country. So I gave some English gin, and some sweets from England, and some little jars of jam. And really, like, most of the time it's like the thought that counts. It doesn't have to be expensive, but if someone invites you around for dinner, you should take a gift with you, which we would do in Western countries anyway. Like, we'd maybe take flowers or chocolates or a house plant to like a housewarming or something. But here, I guess there's like more specific rules you have to adhere to. But yeah, I'll do a video on that at some point, because I find it fascinating, and right now I'm in an omiyage off with a teacher. I don't think either of us really knew that we were in it until recently, but I kept buying things for her every time I visited a place, and then she'd buy me something, because I think, you know, they feel like they need to reciprocate when you buy them a gift. So she'll get me something from when she went to Tokyo one weekend, and then the next weekend I'm like, oh, I should get that teacher something because she got me something, so I get her something, and we are in the mother of omiyage offs at the moment. So it's funny, it's hilarious, and it's fun, and it's nice because you always get like gifts at work. So you'll come in and your drawer could have like 2 or 3 biscuits or sweets in it because someone's been to Tokyo or someone's been to Osaka and picked up some sweets for all the teachers. So that's really nice. But it also means that every time you go somewhere, if teachers at the school know, you're kind of expected to bring omiyage back. So anyway, I'll do a video on that at some point, and maybe it'll be interesting to you. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for listening. I will do some more videos in the future. I kind of want these videos to be not only for my friends and family back home, I want them to be for other potential ALTs that want to move to Japan and want to see what life is like here. So I kind of want to impart my experiences to them to help, I hope, help them kind of make decisions and come to Japan because it's awesome. So thank you. I miss you all, everyone who knows me back home. Thank you for supporting me to come here. If you want to follow what I'm doing here, even if you're just interested in Japanese culture, please follow me, subscribe, click the button below. You're already on my page, you know how to subscribe on YouTube. So please subscribe to the channel, and every time I post a new video you should get a notification to say that I've posted something. And I hope it's informative, whatever I do next. I'll try and post some stuff about my visits to different places as well. I've been to quite a few places already, and I would like to share that with you. So I will see you soon. Goodbye!